Intro. Welcome to Everything Explained. Today we're diving into a quiet force behind almost every gadget you own, Taiwan's TSMC chips, and why they seem to rule the world. If you've ever wondered why a single company can shape what cars, smartphones, and AI can do, this episode will connect the dots. Chips are the tiny brains inside our devices, and TSMC is the global factory that makes the world's most advanced brains. Body. What is TSMC? TSMC stands for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. It's the world's largest dedicated semiconductor foundry. That means it doesn't sell its own branded chips, instead it manufactures chips designed by others. Companies like Apple, Nvidia, AMD, and many startups rely on TSMC to turn their designs into real chips. The business model is simple and powerful, complex, capital-intensive manufacturing for many customers, with a steady stream of orders rather than any single product line. Why does this matter? Because modern electronics all run on chips. Even a simple smartwatch uses a handful of layers of silicon to control sensors and display. The best and most efficient chips come from advanced factories that can pattern features a few atoms wide. TSMC has pushed this forward with leading-edge processes, from 7 nanometers to 5 nanometers, and now toward 3 nanometers and beyond, using techniques like extreme ultraviolet light, or UV, to print tiny features. The upshot is more computing power per watt and more energy efficiency, which means faster devices and longer battery life. How did TSMC get there? It's a story of patient, long-range planning, huge capital, and a friendly business climate. The company built a network of suppliers, engineers, and customers who all invest in the same next-generation technology. It's also part of a broader ecosystem: semiconductor design teams, electronic design automation tools, and a complex logistics web. When you hear about a new iPhone, a gaming PC GPU, or a data center AI chip, chances are one company in that supply chain does the making while many others focus on design or software. TSMC sits at the center, turning designs into silicon. This central role creates a real-world impact. If TSMC can't produce a batch on time, you'll see delays in phones, cars, and cloud services. That's why governments and businesses treat its plant openings almost like infrastructure projects. The company's scale matters, too. It runs multiple giant fabs around Taiwan and internationally, with a capacity that few rivals can match. Its customers are spread across the globe, spanning consumer electronics to high-performance computing and advanced AI. The global stage adds pressure. The chip supply chain is thin by design. A single step in a factory can ripple into months of wait times. That's why policymakers talk about securing supply, funding new factories at home, funding research, and keeping cooperative relationships with suppliers and allies. You'll hear about the U.S. Chips Act, and about efforts to expand semiconductor manufacturing in Europe and elsewhere. These moves aren't about protectionism, they're about resilience, because a world that runs on chips needs reliable, diversified capacity. What does this mean for everyday life? It means faster phones, smarter cars, more capable AI systems, and a lot of economic value concentrated in a few plants and people who can run them. It also means ongoing questions about competition, national security, and how to balance open global trade with strategic investments. And it invites a simple analogy: TSMC is like a universal foundry in a city that builds the engines for all the cars. If the engine shop slows, every car line slows. Looking ahead, the story isn't done. TSMC is investing in newer nodes, more advanced packaging, and diversified locations. The chips of the future will be built smaller, with more layers, and connected through clever packaging that helps different chips work together inside a single device. All of this keeps the company at the center of the tech world's most sensitive supply chain. Conclusion. So why do Taiwan's TSMC chips feel like they're ruling the world? Because in the modern economy, the silicon brain is the backbone. A tiny factory in a distant island chain can set the pace for everything from your morning email to a cutting-edge AI model. It's a story about technology, business, and the delicate balance of global cooperation and competition that powers our daily lives. Closing line: if you want to understand where tomorrow's gadgets come from, you start by understanding the quiet engine in Taiwan that makes them possible.